Hey guys, welcome to episode number 540. Today is Wednesday, so it's DIY Wednesday, and with the redesign of the stock tank, which you can see here, I decided to also redesign my turtle nesting box. And so what I wanted to focus on today is this DIY super simple turtle nesting box. And after your basking platform for turtles, a nesting box is probably the second most important thing. It's a place where they can get out of the water and nest. And this is important even if you're not sure if you have a female turtle. It's really important to have a nesting box. Make sure that your turtles don't get egg bound, and it allows them a place to sort of sniff around, dig, and lay their eggs if they're so inclined. So, how did this get constructed? Essentially what we have here are two plastic tubs. You can get the kind that have the lids, you don't need the lids, or you can get the kind that are like your bus tubs for dishes or whatever. Anything that has like a plastic lip and then carrying handles will work. The bottom one is completely unmodified, and then the top one, all I've done is I took a Dremel tool and I cut basically a window out of the side, and then I cut the entire bottom out, leaving the sort of the reinforced lip here on the edges. Flip that upside down. All I did was zip tie the handles together, and that made what sort of looks like a kitty litter box. And it's certainly something that is deep enough. As you can see, I've got like 8 or 9 inches of substrate there for nesting. And then it's also tall enough here on the second half so that the turtles can't climb out, which is also really important. You don't want them falling on the floor. So what we have is a large piece of driftwood, which acts as my basking platform, leading up into the nesting box. And it's close enough to this light source that there is some heat entering the nesting box, but it creates a gradient of heat. So it's hotter right at the front than it is in the back, which is also important for turtles because they're going to find the perfect place to lay their eggs, and they need that temperature gradient to basically find the right spot for them. So essentially what I've done is I filled up the bottom half of this nesting box with a 50-50 mix of sand and peat moss, and this allows the substrate to stay slightly moist but not wet, and it's something that should be the perfect hatching and nesting substrate for your aquatic turtles. You'll notice I filled it up all the way to the brim of the bottom container. I didn't want to fill it anymore because it might fall out the sides, but this is zip tied together, very secure. And the only other thing here that I did was I added 2 sides to this to make sure that the turtles didn't sort of climb from the nesting box out onto the floor. And you can make this out of plywood, you can make this out of whatever you'd like. I had some spare pieces of twin wall polycarbonate on hand, and all I did was I drilled a few holes and I attached those in 3 places so that it's strong enough that they're not going to be able to knock that over. So that is the nesting box. I'm excited that this thing is outside of the stock tank, because if we back up, you can see we got a lot more real estate inside the tank. If you recall in past videos, I had a little tub in the middle of the stock tank, and it really sort of interrupted the flow of the tank and the viewing of the turtles and the fish and everything else in here. So now that this nesting box is external, it opens up a lot more real estate and surface area here on the top of the water to be able to look into the tank and enjoy it. It's 300 gallons. Now it actually looks like 300 gallons. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about this nesting box. I think these black knob map turtles are just about big enough that they're gonna start laying eggs here, probably within the next year or so. And so super excited to give them that nesting box. Anyways, guys, that's it. I think it's going to be fairly well received by the turtles. It's pretty easy to tell if they've been in the nesting box because you can smooth the surface out with your hands, and then if they've been walking around on it or digging in it, you'll notice that, you know, the surface is disturbed, and that's where you can go ahead and inspect to see what's been going on in the nesting box. I've seen people put shade or like fake plants or other things around nesting boxes, and I may try something like that as well. Basically, you want to make the turtles feel comfortable and secure while they're digging. You don't want them to feel like they're out in the open, that they're exposed. And so if I do something like that, I may just lay something over the top here to give them a little bit more cover so that they feel secure and feel like they can spend time up here. So that's it. As you can see, they've got a great view, a straight shot back down into the tank, which is what we want, so that once they're done, they can go back into the tank and they don't try to go exploring or falling off or climbing out of the box itself. Anyways, guys, that is the nesting box. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.